Good evening, welcome to the channel, Retired, Don't Give Up 2.0. It's going to be a nice sunset. It's going to be a cigar night. It's going to be my one beer with my cigar night. Showed you a little bit of the house. And we'll watch the sun go down, see what kind of a sky we'll get. Well, it's been a few weeks now since part of my soul got ripped out in the form of having my Google account hacked. To say I'm over it, to say I'm not over it, that would be an understatement. I'm coping. I've done everything that I've needed to do. I've fixed the my bank account. I've fixed my my credit card. So there's been no activity in any of my accounts. So nothing was stolen. I almost think it was an AI attack of some kind. I really don't know. Again, I have the passkey on my new Google account, which I wish I dearly had on my old Google account. Now, I did that first video and it got a whopping 60 views, which is understandable because I'm a brand new YouTube channel, and of course it's barely it barely makes it to the top of the pages. So but it's kind of ironic, because if I made that video on my old channel with 1,300 subscribers, it probably would garnish several thousand views by now, because the truth of the matter is identity theft, and you know, the only way to save your Google account is with a passkey. I would think would be very important to the masses, because like I said, I've talked to several of my friends who are YouTubers, and you know, one of them basically said, you know, if that happened to me, I'd just quit. And well, I know exactly how he feels, because I'm in that boat. It's very surreal. So, but at any rate, here we are. It's you know, it's the end of November, coming into December. The weather is absolutely stunningly beautiful. It's unusual, but the nighttime lows have really dropped quite a bit. Last night it was 9 degrees. And as I've said in my previous video, we have no heat, so you have to be very strategic with how you heat the house and keep the windows open. Well, the most warmest part of the day is there. And yes, I'm putting ice in my beer. That's something I never ever would have thought I would do in well, anywhere until I came here. But on the other hand, to put things in perspective, this is the only beer I will drink, and it takes me quite a while to drink it. So I think if I want to keep it cold, now mind you, as I said, it's getting pretty cold here, so I don't think we'll have too much of a problem keeping it cool. In fact, already the temperature's probably dropped about 5 degrees, and at some point I'm going to be putting a sweater on. Speaking of sweaters, yesterday Katai and I took the car into the city of Prayer, and to go to Macro and buy our weekly groceries. And with this cold temperature, I said to her, I want to buy a sweater. And she said, okay, let's go to Mark IV. It's a bit of a mall in Prayer. Cheers, everybody. And So we went there first, and as you know, I'm a big guy, and XL is in Thailand is not really XL. This shirt is XL. Fits just fine, but I bought it in Canada. So the XL there, not at all. You know, in fact, I'm more a 3XL here in Thailand. So I couldn't find anything in Mark IV. Now the lady in the one spot that we talked to gave us a suggestion not too far from there. So we got in the car, we went over and found another place, went looking. And nothing there. But the person who was there gave us another place. And we then had to put it into our Google Maps, into GPS, and we ended up driving all the way through town, almost to the end of town, and we found this place, and it was a bit of a trendy place, and it did have a shirt that fit. I may very well put it on shortly to keep myself warm, but sleeves weren't quite as long. But at any rate, it was a sweater. It was more of a sweatshirt. So we bought it, but unfortunately, because it's large, they charge extra, and it was 400 baht for that sweater. So we came home, and this morning, Katai was on TikTok, and she found another sweater for me. And I said, okay, that sounds fine. So she ordered it on TikTok, but then she told me later that, again, and it was, by the way, it said 5XL. So that should fit. She informed me because of the size, it was going to be 400 baht. And I'm thinking, just spent 800 baht for two, basically, well, this one's a zip-up sweater and another sweatshirt. And it's like, you know, now I do have one long sleeve shirt here. It's my Harley Davidson shirt, which I had on today because this morning it was, again, quite cool. So I wore that today. So I've been here 2 years now. In fact, we're pretty much coming up to the anniversary. I noticed there was the fireworks display in patio was this last weekend, so that's pretty much when I came. I don't know if it's the same date, but pretty much this is when I first came to Thailand. And of course we moved to I moved to Chiang Mai for the first 6 months with Katai, and we rented a house. And after the 6 months, I went back to Canada for 3 months to basically sell off the rest of my assets, then came back. So I was there 3 months, and then of course I came back in July. And of course we were doing the renovations. The renovations started while I was gone, and you know, when they finished up the renovations when I got back. So yeah, time has gone by, and you know, and I'm fully retired. And one of the things about being retired is you need to have a hobby, because days go by. Because once you are fully climatized to living in Thailand, it's not like being a tourist where every day is something new, every day is something to do. Many days go by, including an afternoon nap, and that's just part of living, where we are, where you hang your hat. And where I happen to hang my hat, well, the view is much nicer here. So I have to have a hobby, and my hobby, of course, was making YouTube videos. But I have to say, with the way things are going, I'm definitely losing my interest in the doing the videos for YouTube. I still want to do the videos basically for myself, but things are obviously changing. Now, one of the other things with the Google hack, of course, with my email change and so forth, my drone, which I'm staring at right now, needs to be renewed, and it needs to have the license renewed, and it needs to be logged in. And unfortunately, I can't log in because I don't have access to my original email, which is obviously been a continual problem. So we'll take the drone into Big Camera. I think on Monday we have to go and do some legal stuff at the bank. I'll get to that in a minute. And hopefully they'll figure out a way to change my email from the old one to the new one, and we'll be able to renew the license, and we'll be all set. Now, as you saw, I flew the drone. Unfortunately, it's restricted to 30 meters and something like only 15 meters out, which is quite restrictive. Also makes it a lot harder to fly, because if it hits that maximum, then of course it just stops. So yes, that's a bit of a concern, but we'll get it rectified, and we will hopefully be able to continue to do drone videos, which I thoroughly enjoy. And of course, as you've seen in my previous videos, the 4K video, it's pretty impressive. So as I was saying, we have to go and do some legal work at the bank on Monday, because we have settled on a car. Now, and again, in my previous videos, I mentioned that we were in the process of buying a car, and we thought we were buying a used car. We were looking at cars in Bangkok, because that's where basically they were. Originally, I was looking at a Camry, and I then started looking at the Honda Accord, and I found many of these, and there was quite a few to choose from. And we had a budget, and we have a certain amount of money to put down to on the vehicle, so to make our budget work. But as it turned out, we found a new car, a Corolla Cross 2025 in Chiang Mai. Luckily, well, it's a demonstrator, so there's a bit of a discount, actually a substantial discount, in the almost close to 200,000 baht, which brings that car into our budget. And of course, it's considered a new car. It has, it does have, it was a test drive vehicle. So it does have some mileage. It has 6,000 kilometers on it, which is, as we all know, is nothing. It's a Toyota. It'll have a new car warranty. So we decided that was the best vehicle for us. Of course, it is a hybrid, and it does have, well, it has most of the bells and whistles. What it doesn't have is it doesn't have the memory seats. Now, it has electric seats, so you can adjust, But you know, one of the things about the Camry and the Accord that I was quite adamant about that I wanted was it had memory seats. Now the reason for that is, you know, my wife, she's considerably smaller than I am, and we both drive the vehicle, you know, at different times. And of course, you know, she has to adjust the seat for her after I've driven it, and then of course when I go to get in it, I have to, you know, adjust the seat for myself. Yeah, you know, I know, you know, suck it up, you know, but being able to hit a button and have it changed automatically, that's pretty convenient. But other than that, this vehicle has everything that we would want, and I think it will be a good addition to our life here, and I suspect it'll be the last vehicle we own, and that was what we were looking for, because our car was getting old, long in the tooth. There's some repairs that were coming up, and you know, it was certainly time. Now, surprisingly, the Corolla Cross is more expensive here in Thailand than it is in Canada. Almost to the tune of $6,000 to $8,000 more here, $8,000 as in Canadian money, which would be equivalent of 160,000, 170,000 baht, which is quite remarkable that that it's that much more expensive here. But such is life, and it is what it is, right? There's no clouds in the sky here today, so the actual sunset as it gets down isn't going to be quite as spectacular. So as you saw the last video, I finished repairing my drone landing pad, and I said I have to do some wiring and so forth. Well, for some reason, I've lost the controller that controls the lights, which is a bit of a disappointment. I've looked all over. I'm not really sure why it's disappeared. It's not in its usual spot. Hopefully we'll find it. Hopefully I won't have to actually purchase another one, although it wasn't that expensive. We bought it off of Lazada. But it would have been nice to show you working. Unfortunately, that's not the case. So I've lifted up the drone to give a little bit another view of the sunset. Again, it's not exactly as I would thought. It actually looks better in in live, but it is becoming dusk and it is getting dark quickly, and well, the temperature is dropping also very quickly. Takes a while to smoke one of these, a good hour. And that's why you need to be in the right place, the right time. Would be nice to have company, but still, the sunset, the beautiful sky. This is Thailand. Doesn't get any better than this. Until next time, bye for now. And remember, don't give up.